Hello everyone, welcome back to 40 Days with Henry. Today's passage is from The Wounded Healer. Henry writes, "For people of prayer are, in the final analysis, people who are able to recognize in others the face of the Messiah. They are people who make visible what was hidden, who make touchable what was unreachable. People of prayer are leaders precisely because through their articulation of God's work within themselves, they can lead others away from confusion and towards clarification. Through their compassion, they can guide others out of the closed circuits of in-groups and towards the wider world of humanity. And through their critical contemplation, they can convert convulsive destructiveness into creative work for the new world to come." Quite a different passage about prayer, which I quite enjoy. You know, often when we think about prayer, we think about this private meditation, this private devotion. Doing prayers in the morning or in the evening by myself, and it is this moment of intimate connection with the Lord, which is true. And Nouwen will write about that in various places. Actually, in this book, With Open Hands, he talks about that quite often. But here, he's talking about something different. He's talking really about what does it mean as Christian people to live a life of prayer, or to put it differently, to live our lives prayerfully. Paul says pray without ceasing. What exactly does that mean? If we think that every moment of our lives is a moment where we are to be prayerfully engaging with the world, with others, and with the presence of Jesus in this moment, what exactly does that look like? And how does that change how we live? And Nouwen is, I think, quite bold here when he talks about really this life of the community. That living our lives prayerfully necessarily means that we are drawn to others. One of the things that Nouwen says, and I think in Reaching Out, is that the spiritual life doesn't withdraw us from the world but calls us deeper into it. And here, living prayerfully is about connecting more deeply with people. Because to be a people of prayer, to be a people who live this moment prayerfully, in the final analysis, he says, we necessarily recognize in the other the face of the Messiah. See, because we don't have a monopoly on God's presence. I don't think we can ever say, and Nouwen will say, we don't ever want to say, well, God is present with me, but not with you. He doesn't want to say that. No, as people of prayer, we have to recognize that God's love and God's grace and God's activity is as much surrounding that person as it surrounds us. And because we are people who train ourselves to live prayerfully as followers of Jesus, to think about where is Jesus moving in this place, this means that we have a life to offer others. We have a ministry to engage in. Right? So he says that we are people who make visible what was hidden, that makes touchable what was unreachable. We declare what is fundamentally true in this place and in these people and in our lives. And by doing so, we can help, he says, others kind of move from this confusion, where is God in my life and how do I know that Jesus loves me and all this stuff. We can help them move to clarification because we can speak out of our own experiences. Our own reflections, our own internal movements of prayer, our own intimate times help us recognize the presence of Jesus in our lives that surrounds us. And because of that, we can then be a useful tool and resource and blessing for others. And so it's really quite profound that Nouwen says that prayer naturally has to involve this embracing of others. If we truly want to be a people of prayer, this is how it lives out. It helps us move away, he says, from closed circuits of in-groups towards a wider embrace of the world's humanity. So what might this mean for you? One of the things that Nouwen says here is that people of prayer are leaders. They are examples. They are witnesses. So what does it mean for you to be a leader in how you live life prayerfully? What does it mean for you to be an example for what it means to look at someone, possibly someone who you are in opposition with, the quintessential other, the enemy, or what does it mean to dare to see them as someone who reflects the image of God, the face of the Messiah? And how would you prayerfully treat them, respond to them, bless them in light of that? Well, God bless you as you go through the season of Lent, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.